This is a work of fiction. Similarities to real people, places, or events are entirely coincidental. The Dummy Did It. First edition. October 1st, 2019. Copyright 2019 Victoria L. K. Williams. For Don and his dummy, another Timmy, and all the fun you've had teasing us with it. Chapter 1. More Timmy, more? The cries and squeals of happiness from the children sitting in a small section of the bistro, set aside for story time, drew the attention of the other patrons. The area was festively decorated for fall, with particular emphasis put on witches, ghosts, and other Halloween favorites. Piper and Courtney shared a smile as they looked over and watched the children clamoring for the attention of the older man who held a ventriloquist dummy on his lap. I love the sound of children's laughter. It reminds me so much of when my boys were little. Piper Avery had a smile on her face as she pushed her sunglasses up on her head to keep the wind from blowing her silvery hair into her face. Your boys were always laughing. And getting into trouble, if I remember correctly. Courtney James nodded in agreement, her dark hair bobbing with the movement. The two women watched the shenanigans of the children as they asked questions of the dummy called Timmy, and their reactions when the inanimate doll answered them. The waitress blocked their view for a moment as she refilled their coffee cups. If the kids are too noisy for you, we have tables inside, the waitress offered. But both women refused her offer. They were content to sit outside, enjoying the sun on their heads and the wind against their shoulders. It was a beautiful Florida day, and they wanted to enjoy the outdoors as much as the children did. The older man who was holding the ventriloquist dummy said something to the children that made them clap enthusiastically. The women were a little too far away to hear what he said, but judging from the reaction, it was good. The older man seemed to get as much enjoyment from the children as they were from him. His silver hair was also blowing in the wind, but his was silver from age. Piper's had silvered prematurely from an accident as a child. You would never know from the way the man is acting that Samuel Weston is one of the richest men in town, Courtney said to her friend. I agree. Mr. Weston has such a great reputation for doing good works, especially with children. I can even remember when my kids were little, he would bring his dummy with him to the park and read stories to the children. The man has a heart of gold. And the patience of Job.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?